welcome to Meeting in the Ladies' Room. I'm calling all ladies. Ladies, can you meet me in the ladies' room right quick? Follow me to the ladies' room as we retouch our lips and refix our dress and fix that bra strap that's in the back that ain't quite acting right while we're on this date and it keeps going up and this guy is talking to us and it's just keep rising up, right? So we got to go to the room to adjust ourselves right quick. Oh, this is all the things that the ladies do in the restroom. Y'all wonder why we take so long?
I don't mind your bra strap. It ain't bothering me.
So, meeting in the ladies' room, we were having a conversation in our household in our family, and we were having a conversation. My 18-year-old daughter, we were talking, and we were watching a reality show, and where a girl does not feel comfortable wearing a particular piece of clothing, article of clothing for a photo shoot. And she has a sister, and the sister was very, what's the term? Non-caring, was not
She was
sensitive.
unaware of her
She wasn't
sister's
sensitive to
feelings.
she wasn't sensitive to her sister's needs, her feelings, how she was feeling about her body image. Just so desensitized, just not connected. And I made the comment to my daughter. I said, whenever you're in a room with another woman, another young lady that is uncomfortable about her appearance, about her body image, about her look, about what she looks like, about what she's dressed like, and she has expressed that to you verbatim, it is our responsibility as women to encourage one another, to build each other up, but most importantly, to validate that. I had a situation where I had a friend come to me and say to me, I'm not so quite feeling myself right now, and my husband thinks you're really attractive. And there's certain clothing that you wear that he really enjoys watching you in. Now, to most people, this would be really crazy, right? Most people would be like, well, whoa, wait, it's a problem with her, and you ain't the problem. And you can dissect that in so many ways, in so many ways. But my immediate response to her was, absolutely. What is it that I need to change to make you feel comfortable, A, but then B, what is it really? Because if it's my clothing that's bothering you, it's really not my clothing.
Wow.
If it's me that's making you feel uncomfortable, then it's really not me. It's something that I represent. It's something that I'm demonstrating. It's something that I possess that you're wanting or you don't know how to obtain, or it's something. So let's look beyond the now. I will immediately take the back seat because I care about you and I want to make sure you feel safe with me and know that I have no hidden agenda, no hidden motive. But I want to make sure that as a woman that I'm caring for you, that I am my sister's keeper, and that I am making sure that you're okay. Another woman would have easily taken another approach. My point to the meeting in the ladies' room really quick is, ladies, it is our responsibility to build each other up. It is not our responsibility to be insensitive to each other. It is not our responsibility to not care for one another. It is not our responsibility to be in competition with each other. We are not to compete. We are to unite. We are to merge together in the sense of coming together for a good cause. It is our responsibility to fix another queen's crown when it is crooked. And can you do it in silent, and can you do it in private? You don't need to broadcast it. You don't need to announce it. You don't need to go out there and tell the whole world that you fixed another woman's crown. It is not your responsibility to do that. It is your responsibility to make sure that that other woman that has been vulnerable enough to express to you that she doesn't feel safe about herself or secure about herself, that you have been given the opportunity to speak life, that you were given the opportunity to build up, and you were given an opportunity to encourage. And I hold you accountable to that. As a woman, from one woman to the next, I am holding each and every one of you accountable for how you treat your sister.
Yeah, but there's a lot of women that don't understand this dynamic. if you are friends with another woman and she has a husband, it is your responsibility to make his wife feel comfortable with you.
Yeah, like Jay and I are really good friends.
Mm-hmm.
And now he has an amazing wife though. You know, she's very, secure, she's loving, she's open, she's an open book. But if that were not the case, it would be my responsibility to help her understand there is nothing here. This is completely a friendship dynamic.
Mm-hmm.
Vice versa. If you have a female friend, I believe it is her responsibility to be like, no, we're just friends.
Right.
And to make sure that we all are cool with that, because that's where a lot of people lose relationships. That's where a lot of marriages suffer. That's where a lot of friction can get caused. So as women, what are you doing to ensure that you are protecting the union of a marriage? What are you doing to protect your sister's marriage? Again, your sister's relationship, your sister's outward appearance or belief of herself.
Right.
Your belief is based upon your perception. Your how you move is how you perceive. It demonstrates, it shows itself, it exposes itself. So when you came to me and said that, I had to know that there was something deeper from how you believe and how you see yourself. I'm not your issue. Now, I could have easily taken offense to that. I could have easily taken a different approach, but I didn't, because you have to see beyond what you're actually seeing and what you're actually hearing. And we as women, we have a great thing called intuition, and we're not exercising that, ladies. We're not utilizing that to the best of our abilities. God has given us a sixth sense, and we have not been really capitalizing on that.
Yeah, it's like I've heard a lot of women say, well, dang, I don't know why she don't like me. She wasn't really trying to speak to me, and she was looking at me funny, and I ain't do nothing to her. And you are friends with her husband.
Yeah.
Or you're not friends with him, but you are in his environment a lot. She's supposed to be defensive. That's her husband. She is supposed to be defensive. It's your responsibility to bring that down as another woman. If you are around another woman's husband, it is your responsibility to bring her defense mode down, to bring her apprehensiveness down, to make her comfortable. Yeah, it's your,
Be respectful, be mindful. Yeah.
And once you do that, she will then start opening up to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
there's been a meeting in the ladies' room. Ladies, it has been a pleasure to serve. It has been a pleasure to talk to you. What's next?
All right, y'all. We're going to get right into it. I heard a question on Facebook. Well, read a question that said, what are we going to do as black people after these protests? That's a good question. Right now in this country, we seem to have leverage. The tide is turning. There's a shift. The climate has shifted. You got the mayor of D.C. painting Black Lives Matter on the street leading up to the White House. You got people pledging money. The George Floyd GoFundMe has raised over $14 million. Even your boy Kanye West was in Chicago marching and donated to the family.
Oh, so he didn't have the red hat, the Make America Great Again hat?
No, he threw that shit in the trash.
Did he?
Yeah, he threw that in the trash because he know what it is.
Okay.
Yeah, whatever he was trying to do, he realized that it ain't happening. And so, you have more and more whites that are joining us in saying, you know what, this ain't right. People of color should not be dying like this. Black men and women should not be getting shot and killed or suffocated or asphyxiated or just brutalized in the street. It ain't even about getting killed. We shouldn't be brutalized in the street.
I just want to
That's
know.
very important, what you just said.
Right.
It's not about the number of deaths.
Right.
People are oftentimes wanting to argue, well, black people kill more black people than cops kill black people. Well, the first of all, that's an irrelevant statement, because it is an authority that the officer has to serve and protect in the community. That trust is being broken in the community, and that's really the issue with the killings. But it's more than just killing. It's really the injustice, the harassment, the treating us as if we don't matter in our own community. It's almost a police state within our own community, simply because of the color of our skins. Now, that's a reality. So I don't want to just harp on the fact that George was killed. I think that was tragic. We all saw that. Everybody can acknowledge that was horrible. But it's much more than just the number of killings of blacks. It's really the treatment of blacks in America and in our own communities.
That's what
all
it really
the time.
is. George Floyd just broke the straw. Breonna
Exactly.
Taylor broke the straw.
Exactly.
Philando Castillo, another Minnesota man that was killed, and that cop got off.
Right.
We are tired. That's why you don't see just protests. You now see anarchy. You see shit on fire. We setting things off, and it ain't just us. It's a police officer that was breaking windows and caught a auto zone on fire in Minnesota. That was a police officer that was doing that, breaking the windows with the hammer, caught on video with the umbrella in the mask, straight KKK stuff.
Now we don't condone that type of activity.
No, we don't, and we wasn't doing it. They were.
But we do understand the anger. We do understand.
It's very well validated.
Not feeling as if you have nothing else to lose.
No other action to take.
No other action to take. We do understand that, but we don't support that. We don't condone that.
Cuss and Discuss does not support burning up buildings, especially black-owned buildings. But we do understand, y'all. I'm proud of my people for marching, walking, and doing what y'all doing. It's a whole lot of
stand in their face.
It's a whole lot of white women that was running up out of Target with shoes and clothes and lamps and little trinkets that y'all like.
But they were going to the march. They had on they were going to get black shirts and black hats.
That's why they had a lamp as they were running out.
That's why Karen had that lamp running up out of Target.
They was trying to shine.
Did he say Karen? He
said Karen had a lamp. They was trying to shine a light on the issues.
Oh, okay. I get it.
Must be some home issues because they were taking that to the house.
But what are we gonna do after these protests? We have leverage. First thing we should do, Colin Kaepernick need to be let back in the NFL. He need to get his job back. That's the number one thing, okay? Because the NFL has came out, Roger Goodell himself has came out and said that we were wrong for ignoring players' protest. Okay, so
we cannot tie this movement to one person. I
agree
with you that they do need to make that right, because really what they did was unjust to that man.
Yes.
That was them holding the man down, basically.
Yes.
Because
he had a voice and he stood for something.
Exactly.
Peaceful protest.
Very peaceful.
But the opposite side made it very compelling argument to their people that it was about the flag. We all knew that it was not about the flag.
When Trump said that.
It was never about the flag. You are right. Trump
brought that.
But see, Trump gets his arguments from talk radio.
Oh.
Trump is not smart enough to come up with all this shit on his own.
Oh, yeah.
He listens to Rush Limbaugh.
The Rush Limbaughs of the world.
He listens to Sean Hannity and Lauren Ingram and all these. He listens to those people daily. He's not smart enough to come up with that shit by himself.
Wow. Pow!
It's the truth. It's the truth. It's true.
Yeah.
And that's why he's able to do it and stand on it, because that segment of the population has already approved it, because they've already showcased it or tested it on talk radio. So he can do it.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And I would say even to the Hispanic, Latinas, Mexicans, Latin world, y'all got leverages as well.
Yeah, we don't exercise ours though.
Y'all got to start speaking out.
We don't.
More and more whites are or have made themselves available to hear our cry.
And that is huge.
They have opened our hearts to say,
that is huge.
Okay, we'll start listening to you guys.
Absolutely.
One of my friends posted on social media and on her feed, and I thought it was so profound. She said, look at the sign, and it was a woman in the protest, and it was a woman in the march, and she was holding up a sign, and the sign said, the land was stolen from the natives, built by the black slaves, and is being kept beautiful by Latinos. And I said,
Wow.
Wow.
They
If
need
you
to be on a
just look,
T-shirt.
yeah, like if you just look at all the dynamic of it, you know, stolen from the natives, built by the black slaves, and now it's being upkept and taken care of by the Latinos. What does that mean? That means that we're all in this together.
Right.
But Latinos are meek in character. We don't like the riots. We don't really get down like that. We don't really like to cause much scene. And I just think it's time. I think it's time for the raza to stand up, have a voice, and support a cause. You have to make a stand. It's just not okay to continue to be silent.
Right. But what needs to happen, we need to demand police reform. Real police reform. Number one. Number two, racism is going out of style. That shit gotta go. And we mandate, if you with that shit, you out of style and you gotta go. Your company must be shut down. You must be shut down. You must be ran out of town.
Look how Jay's
Ain't
looking at
nobody
you.
got time for this shit no more, bruh. You gotta get your ass up out of here
Babe, look
now.
how Jay's looking at you.
It's out of style, bruh.
Listen. Racism
Or else.
Racism is a feeling of the heart. You can't regulate the heart. I can't control how you feel inside. So to say that it's
But
going,
I can't control how you react.
well, I can control the policies and the implementation of discrimination. Yes,
Right, of how you react.
But it's not about controlling how you feel.
But the March on Washington and all of our civil rights was never to control the hearts of people. You can't control the hearts of people. We care about policies that allow Reverend Al Sharpton said, listen, all we want from you all is to get your knee off of our neck. Which
that ain't
was
all
a
I
metaphor.
want. That's not all I
Which
want.
is a metaphor. In order for us to be able to be all that we can be, stop holding us down. Stop implementing policies. Stop police brutality in the community. Don't have to kill, but you've mistreated us so long until
mistreatment.
we are fearful in our own communities of police officers.
Right.
So it's more than just well, okay.
We want to be able to express our God-given talents, gifts, honor,
You could do that now.
and glory on this earth, and we want to be able to enjoy the same benefits that white Americans enjoy.
Okay.
We want to be able to get bank loans too. We want to be able to get small business loans too. You know, during this pandemic,
that's the taking of your knee off of our necks that
Right.
allows us to pursue our ability.
Greatness.
Right, our greatness.
let
Right,
us
right.
pursue. We're not threatening the government. We're not trying to overthrow the government. We're trying to overthrow hate. We're trying to overthrow racism. We're trying to overthrow the word no
Discrimination.
when we walk in the bank and ask for a small business loan. They're giving small business loans to the Los Angeles Lakers, to Shake Shack, and other big franchises that don't need small business loans. No, small businesses need small business loans. It's shady stuff like that in this country that's got to stop. And just because somebody is darker than you don't mean that they're your enemy, or don't mean they're less as a human than you, or don't mean we trying to invade or overthrow what you got going on. We can all thrive in this country together.
So how does that affect Jay? Because look at Jay in his shirt. They kind of...
He pretty dark.
Yeah, you need to be able to let a man this dark walk into your bank and get a small business loan if he wants to.
And that's why I don't understand why you got that get up on over there. I don't understand that. Why is it always the bright skinned ones that's more radical than the dark skinned ones? Y'all need to speak to that.
Let me take my shades off. I don't know about it.
It's always the half breeds that want to do all that old.
I ain't no damn half breed, bro. Let me take my shade. I don't know about anybody else, but this is who I am. This is who I really am. I've been doing this shit. I've been showing up. I've been protesting since way back. I've been doing this. This is who I am. I'm an alpha.
I agree.
And I'm here to speak on behalf of my people, and I'm so proud of y'all. And we need to keep on pushing. After this protest, please don't go home and sit down and get back quiet.
For the record, Miss Regina Hart is cracking up. She is really cracking up on us right now.
I mean,
you got to bring some joy into what could be so detrimental to someone's mindset.
It could be very depressing.
It could be very, yeah. And we have to know that there is hope, that there is change coming. There was a song that's Sam Cooke. Change
is gonna come.
It's gonna come.
It's gonna come.
Barack Obama played that song the night he was he won the election.
Yeah.
Can we get Barack back? Like, just real talk. Can we just have him come back?
Man.
Well, I mean, we don't need Barack back. We just need somebody that
we need somebody else in that White
House. That's not a fool. Right.
Barack just stood by so many principles and morals and just integrity and value and no scandals, and cared for his wife and his kids, and brought the mother-in-law in to come and moved in the house to take care of the kids and just do right. Was just an upright man.
And
all the flack he caught when he got into the White House. Wow.
The Tea Party was formed so he wouldn't be allowed to do anything. So I don't think him coming back would do anything. But you know what? One good thing about Trump, because when Barack is in office, it allowed all the closet racism to stay hid. When Trump came into office, everything came out.
Everything got exposed.
And sometimes you can't deal with the real problem until the real shit is exposed. All the hate, all the racism, all the bigotry, it all came to the forefront, and it is now being dealt with head on head today.
Now, I agree with what you just said, but the counter argument, the other side makes the argument that it was Barack Obama that made America more racist than ever before. Because of his policies and the way that people actually call Barack Obama a racist.
I can see that.
Yeah. But for the record, on another light note, Mr. Russell chimed in. He said, all right, let's stop talking about the dark skins. LOL. Enough with the dark skin.
He's right along with me.
Well, look, we have to. I'm proud of a lot of Americans today because I see change coming.
I am too. I actually saw change. Listen, two of my friends and more, but they posted on Facebook that there was a march in Jackson, Mississippi, on the governor's mansion. That's on Capitol Street for those of you that don't know. And there were
which is where you're from, right? That's home.
That's where I'm born and raised.
For the viewers that don't know where you're from.
And back in the day, we didn't play around down there. Listen. There were blacks and whites. In fact, it looked like it might have been just as many whites in Jackson marching with the blacks on the governor's mansion for change. Now, when they do it in Mississippi,
hush your mouth.
Change has come.
No, that's the organ.
When white people in Mississippi leave Madison County and come back to Hinds County in order to protest for black rights, we have seen a change. Now, what we do with that change is what matters, but now change has come.
I'm about to get this crusty ass dollar and throw it at him.
I'm just saying.
You're not supposed to do
in Jackson, Mississippi, I was shocked.
Wow.
Yeah, that's huge in Jackson, Mississippi.
So, as our listeners are watching and are chiming in and they're commenting, and Darius Williams has chimed in. What's up, D?
What's happening?
He chimed in and he said, "Change is coming!"
Absolutely.
Exclamation mark.
Absolutely.
It is coming.
It is coming. So I agree with you. But for you two men here as hosts on this show, where thousands if not millions are watching, will be watching, it goes across the airways, what do you want to say to encourage the people? What do you have to say to them? What do you hope that they get from all of this? The Word of God says, in all you're getting, get an understanding.
Boy, she went there, didn't she?
Go ahead, Jay.
in order to understand something, you have to communicate it.
Listen, I don't want us as a people to ever fall in a trap of dependency on somebody else to do the work for us. We have to do our work. Policies must be changed. We're working to change hearts, if you will. We're working to get them to understand the injustices that are built into our system, that are woven into the fabric of these United States of America. But we as blacks, we must still do our work. Because once the march is over, what will we do moving forward as a people? What we do matters. Don't ever let anybody tell you what you do doesn't matter. Don't let nobody fool you with that bullshit. I'm sorry. What you do matters. So I must be a man in the lives of my family members. I must be who I'm supposed to be.
So it starts at home.
A policy can't change that. I must do my work.
It starts at home.
It starts at home.
You have to go out and vote.
You have to go out and vote.
Exercise
you
the rights
have
you
to do what you're supposed to do. We must petition our government. We must petition our society to acknowledge what has been done. What was done to the Africans was passed down through the generations. And that has had an impact on us as black people. But we must still do our work.
True.
Before we go over to you, Barry the Alpha Male, I want to chime in with Mr. Lloyd Spence. Shout out to Lloyd. Hey, Lloyd.
What's up? What's up, Lloyd?
Checking us out and showing us some love.
Shouldn't he be at church somewhere?
Lloyd, he's coming for you, Lloyd. Anyways, he says, change is coming, but the hope is that we understand that this is going to take a while. Right. But if we can stay in this moment, we will win.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree with that, Lloyd.
That's
I
very
do
important.
agree with that. I do. I shared with Jay and my husband, I said, you know, I'm very hurt by what's going on in America. I am hurt that America has reached its all bottom low, is what I feel like. It's at its bottom low. What is once a beautiful nation, a just strong, it's just so weak. It's so fragile. And the reality is I think it's always been that way, and it's coming to that truth.
I don't think America's ever been as beautiful as you just tried to make it sound.
I think for an immigrant, coming from immigrant, an immigrant, family, it's true. You know, a lot of us chose to come here versus some were stolen and brought here. And the others, you know, it's not the same fight. Let's quit trying to pretend it's all the same fight, because it's not.
Right.
You know, we chose to come here because it's a lot better than what home really is. That's our truth for immigrants.
I agree.
And so what we grow up in, you're in this immigrant home and you're cultivated, that what you have is beautiful here. And so as a child, as a Latina, you grow up being Mexican American and you're going, okay, I'm not Mexican enough for the Mexicans. I'm not American enough for the Americans, but this country is beautiful. And it is open for enterprise, and it's open for opportunity to a degree, you know, you know, only so much, but it's so much more than what we have available in our homeland. And so I think for me, it was like, oh, this is really what it's been. This, you know, this is not the America I grew up being told about. This is a shocker for me.
It's always been there.
Yeah, it's always been there. It's just like my husband said, it's just now exposing itself. It's just now really showing itself. And so I'm just hurt. And
that's very powerful that you said that, because as an immigrant, you didn't see it.
No.
You didn't understand it.
No.
Well, imagine some of our white brothers and sisters that have benefited from the greatness of this nation.
Right.
There you go.
You know, they actually call World War II the greatest generation.
Yes.
In this country.
Yes.
That was the 1940s, right?
Yeah. Baby boomers.
How were black people treated in America in the 1940s?
Shit.
But it's the greatest generation. So we have never felt that greatness to the degree that America, whites have felt it. And I agree with you with the immigrants. I'm married to a Jamaican. They absolutely think coming to America and working your ass off to achieve is a beautiful thing.
See?
So I understand the immigrant point of view, but for the Africans that were brought here and their descendants,
they didn't have a choice. They didn't have a choice. And that's why I said our fight is not the same.
It's not the same.
It's not the same. And we have to be mature enough to say that.
Right.
And we have to be real enough to own that.
Right.
And say, my fight is not your fight. We are all in a fight, but we don't have the same fight.
Right.
So quit trying to put this, my fight is the same and we're all fighting. No. There is a different battle going on here. You know, it is. And so I want to bring light to that aspect of it. And I want to tell my people, I want to tell the people in Cuss and Discuss land, keep doing your work. In the words of a Jan Levinzant, you got to do your work.
Right.
You got to do your work. So, B, what do you leave the people with? What do you want them to gain from this?
Let me speak to my black folk first before I talk to the white people. Black people, the climate has changed. We are at a different playing field now. Where we were before on the mountain, we're no longer there. We are up higher. Let's keep demanding more. Don't demand the same things that we've been demanding before. You must demand more in your own household first. You must
like that.
You must demand more out of your brothers and your sisters and your children first. We must demand more out of education first. Teachers, teacher salary.
Local
how you raise your kids.
Local.
Voting for local constables, sheriffs, legislation. The voting must go up to a higher level. We must continue to ask for reparations, continue to ask for fair opportunity in loans, business loans, bank loans. We must continue to be invoked into this financial workforce that white people have been able to enjoy for so long. Continue to demand the reparations. Great. Let's stay right there. Let's think higher. Let's do better. Let's cut off harming ourselves. Cut that off. Cut that off. Harming ourselves, cut that off. Be quick to forgiving ourselves more. Okay? Let's do that. That is the move after this protest. Demand police reform, go vote, and voting for the city officials is probably more important than voting presidential.
It's huge.
Continue to show up, continue to call and write letters. The tide is shifting. You can see it, you can hear it, you can smell it, feel it. I'm proud of y'all, white people. I said this before on the podcast.
Jay, I think we should leave at this point.
There are 3 types of white people. If you white, you one of these people. One,
he has had this list before.
You are a racist white person, and you proud of it. You're outspoken about it.
Okay.
We gonna deal with y'all. 2, you racist, and you're unaware of it. You're in denial of it. You tell people you're not racist.
Okay.
Until events like this show up. Those cops that were around Derek, Clavin, whatever his name is, those cops, I think it was another white cop, but the other 2 were, another nationality. But there is a situation that's going to arise in your life that's going to tell you if you really are racist. Okay? It don't matter how many black friends you got. It don't matter how many times you invite me over your house for dinner. It don't matter how many times you take my kids out on the boat to the lake. Do you love me? Do you see me with the same humanic value as you see yourself with? Really? Ask yourself that question. And then there's the 3rd type of white person. That is the white person that recognizes that this mess has been passed down through their DNA for generations, and they get up every day fighting against that seed of hate that has been embedded in their children, in their upper generation, in their ancestors for many, many years. It's a choice. They choose to love. They choose to abandon hate and see people as one race, which is the human race, which is the race that God created, and we are all here. We all want the same thing. It's not magical. Is it crazy that we all want the same thing? We all want our kids to get a great education. We all want fair opportunity. We all want to live good. We all want 5-star treatment. We all want to live in the best, eat the best, sleep on the best, enjoy the best that this earth has to offer. We all want the same thing. Stop hindering us from enjoying it. We're not hindering you. We're not trying to overthrow you. We're not trying to conquer you. We're not trying to abolish you. We are in business to abolish hate and anything that come against our financial bottom line that we can pass down to our generations. We are here to acquire generational wealth like you have. We are here to put our kids in the best schools to get the educations like you did. That's what we're here to do. We help build this country, and we should reap the benefits of it. It is now time. It is our time to start enjoying much more than we ever have before. And if you stand in our way, then you are telling us you are on the side of hate and racism, and you will be dealt with accordingly. Like I said before, racism is going out of style. Be a fucking adult and do what you're supposed to do. Do what's right. Open your eyes, your hearts, and your ears, and I'm proud of the white Americans that have done so. Yeah. To all what we're saying, okay? Oblige us, validate us, hear us, and allow us to be what we are, which is great kings and queens. I rest my case.
This has been Cuss and Discuss Season 2 premiere. Shout out to all the listeners. Thank you so much for chiming in. Check us out next Sunday.
Peace.
Peace.